All right, what's good? One of my favorite scriptures pertaining to money is the root of all evil. It's my understanding you got about 800 verses in the Bible that deals just with money. Okay, money, money, money. One of the downfalls of the chosen people. Okay, money, women, but particularly money, chasing other gods other than the Most High, that type of stuff. All right, even throughout history, even after that period. Okay, where incidents, but particularly a lot like this instance I'm about to talk to you about has to do with money. Okay, in more modern times, there's been a lot of back and forth about the money being put back on and off the gold standard. Okay, over the last about 90 years. Okay, to either increase or decrease the value of the dollar. All right, as you can see, Kennedy, one of the reasons why he had his noodles knocked on national TV because he wanted to put the dollar on the silver standard. Okay, the dollar was taken off the gold standard in 1971, making inflation go up. That's the reason why you had a lot of those inflations in the 70s. Just a little, little history on the breakdown of history. You know, interest rates are fairly high. I think it's going to be like 5 to 5.25%. But in the late 70s, inflation was up to 19%. Okay, 19-20%. It was like that for like 5 years. Okay, but that's what they had to do to keep inflation down, or and then eventually bring the interest rates down. Okay, I'm sorry that, and I want to say this: the inflation, no, the bank interest rate went up to 19% around 1977, 78. So you fast forward to now, it's been new uh, outlets or new ways of money to replace the dollars that we have now, and also to reduce banks. When I went to community college several years back, this happened to one of the founders of Bitcoin, end up missing. And now this ingenious man that created this Cashapp, okay, Bob Lee, was found dead actually a week ago. And the killer, actually, his name is Nika Momona. If I misspelled that name or mispronounced it, I apologize. But nevertheless, the killer was founded, and he went through his like little prelim trial. Okay, he was walking out of the court holding a heart sign, and people holding heart signs. So I don't think that they realize how serious this is, mimicking this man's death. Now, just a quick breakdown: he was killed last week. This guy that I just told you about, supposed to be his fellow colleague. Okay, they end up getting into an altercation uh, in Miami, and then the guy, Bob Lee, was stabbed. 43 years old, married with two young daughters. Okay, they have a tape or video, but the video of it, of him being stabbed, wasn't shown until after the stabbing, and then Bob Lee had lifted his shirt up. He needed help in the car, and a car drove off. Okay, maybe the guy who drove the car thought that the guy with Bob Lee was trying to rob him, but that was not the case, and he ended up dying. He was found dead right on the scene. I think Bob Lee was able to call the police, but by the time they got there, the Miami police, they were dead. Okay, so this guy's accused of killing Bob Lee, but It seems like it's funny, being that I just mentioned the guy from Bitcoin, or one of the guys, the founders back in 2008 or 9 that ended up missing, how next thing you know, you have all these different interventions, particularly like the government. Right after Bob Lee was killed, the government implemented the Fed now. It's like a federal cash app machine. So they're going to be implementing their system in, but it's my understanding that Fed now is going to be delayed for about a year. Okay, I got to get more information on that Fed app there. Probably delayed it because they don't want their buddies and all that other stuff getting caught up, for any type of money laundering. Okay, so they had to figure out a different way to do it without, whoever concocted it, their constituents getting caught. That's just my assumption. All right, but that's going to be delayed. That you got these different countries, i.e., Russia, China, a couple of countries out there in Africa, and they've already done this, particularly the couple countries in Africa, Uganda, let's see here, Nigeria, Kenya, that they have their cryptocurrency in place. Okay, it's my understanding Uganda, for example, or South Africa. I'm sorry, South Africa has got a cryptocurrency connected with England, because you know how that is. They were provisional with England, but that also comes along, okay, with those countries developing their own cryptocurrency. Okay, so they could be able to trade whatever that their products that they make along with each other for their that type of crypto, their own cryptocurrency. All right, it's like a 5 or 6 alphabet word that they're trying to come up with. All this stuff comes along right after Bob Lee's death. Okay, so I don't know, with the chaos or with the pretext comes a different order, and that also came along. I did a video with the Walmart's closing. The crypto bank, the bank cryptocurrencies are also coming along. They claim it's July, but I believe that's probably going to be delayed. But you're already seeing remnants of that. These banks that are not giving out loans anymore. Okay, banks are closing or whatever for fraud. All this stuff is coming along because I guess now all this stuff has to be recalibrated again to bring in a new order. Cryptocurrencies. Banks are giving out less in loans. Banks are probably going to be closing because the cryptocurrencies are going to be replacing the banks because you don't need the banks. All right. It'll just take one centralized unit to control all these, these cryptocurrencies, and eventually probably will be gone, dead and gone. Okay. Once the dollar starts going away, the dollar probably is not going to go away for at least 50 years or so. All right. I probably won't be around. You probably won't be around. Anybody that has one gray hair or probably would not be around when that happens. They're probably going to liquidate all those cryptocurrencies into one world currency. So that's what they want to do inevitably. Okay. When I say they, that's them folks. Okay. The guy was a very beloved man. He was working, I guess, along with the group that he was in Miami with another crypto program that they were trying to do. Okay. But it's mainly about accountability. It's mainly about government control, the control from the government with them folks. Okay. Because the government is pretty much, like pawns, all right, puppets. So they want every bean, every cent accounted for, no matter where you at. And don't be surprised in closing that if you don't see more people end up missing or killed. Why? For the love of money. Let me know what you think about the video there. Okay, hopefully the appropriate justice will be brought on this man. All right. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if he would just get a couple of years or maybe, I don't know, any time at all, and just in my opinion.